So again, like I said, Collective Shout is 1100% cooked, and because of that, guess what? If they're not stopping, and I will not stop either. So we continue forward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about a very interesting developing story regarding Adobe and the fact that Adobe is now censoring NSFW art from their cloud service. That apparently you will be locked out of your account even if you upload NSFW images to their service. We have Zirkarishi, who is a Japanese politician who is fighting censorship and has been fighting censorship for a while. His name is being thrown out there a lot more now due to what's happening with Collective Shout and whatnot. But apparently, now he's even talking about reports of censorship in Japan. It has been reported that after uploading NSFW illustrations to Adobe's cloud service, the account was completely frozen without prior notice, and the appeal was rejected completely. It is no exaggeration to say that even the content of the cloud are now being monitored. Now, keep in mind, these are just, people are saying these things. We don't know if it's 100% connected, but I gotta imagine it must be. So
It could be, though. This is crossing the line, folks. It will be only a matter of time when Collective Shout piss off the wrong people. It will.
go over to Madam Savvy, who has decided to break all of this interesting information down. So shout out to Madam Savvy. She says most don't read the rules, but it is time that we do. Adobe will apparently now suspend accounts of artists if they deem what they have saved to the cloud as lewd or any other vague word in the TOS. So keep in mind, guys, this is one of these situations where we've been saying for the longest time that it's not just about video games. We've been saying for the longest time that it's not just about the Gooner games. This is something that is going to affect all content that is deemed, problematic. I guess problematic would probably be the word that I would be looking for in this situation. And this is one of them, right?
And don't forget, doesn't matter whether you are Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, censorship will come for you. Doesn't matter who you are. If this is going to happen to this is really crossing the line. And it's going to be a matter of time when Collective Shout push people to the edge, and they're not going to like the end results.
The fact that they are going to now monitor your content and see what is deemed as lewd or whatever the case may be, even if it's not necessarily nude, it doesn't matter. If it's something that's deemed problematic, well, this is it. It's over, right? They're even coming for your art. This is going to affect a lot of people. By the way, I know of a lot of people that use Adobe products as artists, and now you have to worry about what you're uploading to your cloud that may lock you out of your account completely. We're not even talking about just giving you a warning or banning you for 7 days. We're talking about a complete lockout and the appeal for the lockout being rejected. This is how bad we're talking. But in any case, this means exactly what artists tried to protest a while ago. Someone or something, most likely an AI, by the way, it's most likely an AI, is looking at your saved cloud files. Create your own cloud or don't use them, and don't use Adobe. Let's say you're working on a paid promo advertising for Marvels and you are doing a blood covered epic scene, but it is Widow on the ground in a slightly torn bodysuit. This could, under their rules, get your account suspended. Will it? Who knows? But that's the messed up part. This is such a goofball behavior that needs to stop. And she's right. This is the messed up part. Nobody knows what can actually get you banned or not because the terms of service are so purposely vague that they don't want you to actually know. What it is whatever offends them, whatever is deemed problematic by their AI that's monitoring all this content. This is why it is such a messed up situation. And the funny thing is, the AI will just completely ban your account. And if you appeal, guess who's going to answer your appeal? Probably another AI. So it doesn't, like, none of this actually benefits you or helps you in any way.
First and foremost, sorry if there's any glitches or anything, but I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry, folks, because I just recently got my OBS crashed just a few minutes ago, so I have a problem with that. I have to re-record everything. All my viewers who has Adobe, doesn't matter whether it's Photoshop, illustration, anything, have you experienced this kind of thing? Let me know in the comments. We need to be prepared for the worst. I swear to God. Collective Shout is really, really crossing the lines.
Their actual terms of service. And again, shout out to Madam Savvy for covering this. I'm starting to see a pattern. I think everybody can say that at this point. The pattern is that all of these companies purposely use the most vague, terms of service that they possibly can in order to enact the censorship that they want to enact. That's really what it is. And to try to get away with it so that they can get in trouble, or at least minimize the chances of them getting in trouble. So if you look here on their actual website, she took this screenshot from adobe.com. 6.8, share or generate content, including creative cloud customer fonts, or otherwise engage in behavior that violates anyone's intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights means copyright, moral rights, trademark, trade dress, something with competition, privacy, right of publicity, and any other proprietary rights. Now, here's the part that's most important. 6.9. 6.9 is the part that is currently getting all of this stuff affected. 6.9 says share or generate any content or engage in behavior that is unlawful. Stop right there. Stop right there.
Hmm.
None of this content is unlawful, right? None of this content is unlawful. I just want to make that very clear. None of this content is literally unlawful unless you're talking about, certain images that we won't mention. Everybody knows what it is, getting uploaded to the cloud. And at that point, then fine. If you're talking about real people,
Unlawful. No, not that one, okay? The question is let's just say it's unlawful or anything, whatever these people say, how's they gonna get it? I mean, they can't use Google search, or perhaps, unless of course they upload it from their camera. That thing's gonna be impossible. The only person that always does that is, of course, news reporters or journalists, not content creators or artists. No, they don't. Content creators, most of them, they can either get their own art, or in Google search, copy paste, all that. That's it. Some people have artistic experience. They can draw their own thumbnail. That's it. And others, they just copy and paste from Google search, image search at least. Yeah, that's it.
things, certain words that start with a C. I'm just saying, if you're talking about that, then that's fine. I totally get that. Everybody understands that. But if you're talking about fucking gooner material, hentai, or whatever the case may be, that's not unlawful. But anyway, especially if it's lewd. But anyway, harmful, threatening, obscene, violent, abusive, tortuous, defamatory, libelous, vulgar, lewd, invasive of another's privacy, hateful, or otherwise objectionable. So again, hateful or otherwise objectionable. What is otherwise objectionable? What the fuck does that even mean? Right? This is why they leave it as open as possible. Otherwise objectionable is there specifically so that it can put a safety net for them to be able to abuse it and to overstep as much as they possibly can, right? This is why people call this BS. They call it complete BS because that's what it is. Apparently, on the bottom, it says share or generate any content that sexualizes minors or is intended to facilitate inappropriate interactions with minors. So the funny thing is that has a whole separate section, which means that that particular thing that I was referencing in 6.9 isn't even part of 6.9. They had to make it a totally different section. So everything in 6.9, it has to do with everything else. It's crazy stuff, man. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I swear to God. Unbelievable, Collector Shout. You're really crossing the lines. What, you want a war? So be it. We'll give you a damn war. Mark my words. If you go against people who have the money and resources to bury you, don't come running to us and cry victim, okay? Don't. You did it to yourself. Also, I had to ask, hateful and otherwise I don't know how to say this. I don't know, folks. Every time I try to react to this, I'm trying to come up with the points, but I don't know. Collector Shout is really stupid. I don't know what else to say to them. Oh, you know what? Let's continue.
See, they have other things in there like impersonate a person or identity, whatever. All that stuff is pretty obvious. But this particular section, 6.9, that was found by Madam Savvy, this one right here is what is going to enact them to do whatever the hell they want, at least in their mind anyway. And they think that they're going to get away with it, which chances are they probably will, as sad as that is. Now, everybody's talking about this, right? Savvy says, I know this is serious, but really, Rule 6.9 is the one talking about lewd. The author had fun. She's obviously making a 69 joke, which, by the way, Savvy, if you're going to make a 69 joke, if you're going to make a sexual joke, I'm going to need to see some age verification for that joke. Deb Scrape says, isn't Adobe violating NDAs by going through the files of studios who use it? Adobe would get the NDA files from the studios for their future release media. Do they not feed this to the AI they use as well? I can tell you that their generator definitely trained on all the things that they will ban you over. I used to gen up stuff, and it most definitely knows the naked body, but I have long since left Adobe. As for the NDAs, technically, yes, now Adobe has to be included, but isn't. Posters and some promo stuff can get outsourced, but the contracts are only between business and artists. Now they have to ask programs for permission. Smash AT is letting out a nice deep sigh, saying, "Here we go again." Worth noting, those rules haven't changed since June of 2024. What has? The way those terms are interpreted and broadly abused. Now, this is the key point that I want to make clear in this video. Yes, these rules have been around for probably about a year or so or two. But the simple truth is that now they're being enacted in a much different way. Adobe is being way more aggressive in what they are taking down. Even when it comes to supposed lewdness, they're being more aggressive with what they're taking down. And the simple fact that they fucking ban people, supposedly, again, this is all according to this account. If we were to translate this post, it says, "I was uploading NSFW illustrations to Adobe Cloud, and my account got banned without any prior warning. If I had known they were even monitoring the cloud like some kind of censorship, I wouldn't have trusted Adobe in the first place. I'm in the middle of filing an appeal, but if it doesn't work out, I might have to ditch Adobe altogether. They're just too high-handed. Here's to breaking free from Adobe." So again, flat out banning your account or locking you out of your account, all because an AI picked up on some lewd photos. It's pretty insane.
I'm still using Adobe, mostly Photoshop. In this case, illustration. It's not that good. Most of them are coming from Google search, so I'm probably safe for now. For now, at least. So I'm gonna have to say, tell me something. Click the shout. What's gonna happen if you suddenly go after someone who, I don't know, have ties with the CCP or the Russian government or even the Yakuza? This is something I'm gonna have to keep bringing this up. Tell me something. What, you don't, what, Collective Shout, you don't have an answer? Here, let me use your logic, Collective Shout. I played House of the Dead, and by your logic, I should be desensitized to violence. No, wait, you know what? Make another game. I also played Tekken. Yeah, Tekken. The first Tekken on the PS2 when I was a kid. I believe 12 or 13, I can't remember. Now by your logic, I'm supposed to be desensitized to violence against women because I played Tekken game, aka Tekken 5. Well, newsflash, Collective Shout, still here, breathing. Remember, all it's gonna take is just one person to bury you, to bury Collective Shout deep, deep in the ground. They can't crawl their way back. They cannot.
Well done, Griffin. Now we got this airfield secured, we can get a foothold on this island and start pushing the Japanese back. We're through retreating, lad. America's back in this war.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.